rested, he seems fresh, but it's all about putting it together. He's got a top-notch opponent right now in Clawz, so I kind of agree with what our colleagues were saying about him. He's going to have to try to weather the storm a little bit. He's going to feel that mechanical pressure from Clawz, and he's just going to have to make the proper plays to kind of counteract that. I
mean, I want to sort of, for us to make fun of each other, for the rest of the time, but I think really, if we are, if we continue being serious, I think that Rapha, if he can find a way to counter that aggression, if he can make that play into his hands somehow, whoa,
Clutch.
There we go. We got a bit of robot fun in the room here. This will be interesting. Was that on the side of Shane there?
Yes, and it's not surprising at all with Clutch. Some of the issues being worked out is his shield is excellent, and you see Clawz went with a completely light lineup. I don't even think I saw Doomslayer on his lineup. I just see Slash, Anarchy, and Nyx.
Okay.
So he didn't even go with the Doomslayer, which is
unusual. That's a risk.
Yeah, that's very much a risk. So I'm curious to see how that works out for him, because Doomslayer's been a very popular pick.
Yeah, and I know that on a couple of occasions we see Clutch picks in Europe, and they don't always go bad at all. So it's something that if they can make work, unless Clawz is able to really balance his aggression. It's one of those champions that forces you to stop being aggressive at points.
Yep.
And if Clawz wants to always be aggressive, then that's suddenly just been denied. But guys, it looks as if we are going to be moving into the game. It is the DreamHack Winter Quake Champions Invitational on the dual groups. Clawz versus Rapha are going to start us out on Corrupted Keep. Now, Rapha, right off the beginning, he is going to be setting up on Anarchy straight away. And exactly as you said, there is no Doomslayer. Ghostwalk, though, popped in the first 10 seconds of the game. And the pressure of the LG is continuing at the moment, getting that injection away.
Nice. Nice injection.
Nice injection, and then he stuck around in Clawz. I think this is going to be a pattern that we might end up seeing from him.
I like how he tactically knew he could take more damage before getting that injection out. So he was peeking and getting a little more damage of himself. Then he popped the injection, moved in for the kill, and got it.
Clawz is definitely going to have to balance himself a little more unless he wants to be continually punished. It was interesting, a lightning gun choice as well from Clawz, which isn't commonly used against Anarchy. But if he keeps on cracking at it through all of the champions that Rapha has, especially Clutch, he can make it work at some point. Well, this is great pressure from Rapha. He might get another kill, but he's just all of a sudden explodes. And we've got the Rapha Anarchy down and out. Yeah,
a little unfortunate there for him. I thought he had a good read on him, but I think he got a little too aggressive there at the end. But
he just got punched, knocked out over there. Clawz is going to go down and has the Slash. It's very unusual to pick Slash on this map. I think Clawz just wants to go fast.
Yeah, that was fortunate. Actually, he spawned right in front of Rapha there. It's a little fortunate to get out of that, but Rapha's in great shape.
And Clawz is just going forward with the lightning gun at the moment, using the crouch sliding to try dodge around a little bit, but he's walking into heaps of damage, and surely Rapha's going to be able to clean up this round. Great shotgun switch, and that is a very quick round on Corrupted Keep. Dominated by Rapha.
Very dominant. And you got to go to this rocket play if I was going to point to anything in that round. Definitely his rockets. He was Clawz getting a little too aggressive, maybe, and running into some of these rockets that were left by Rapha there, and maybe you might want to have a little more respect for the former champion.
I think that that's the only downfall really from Clawz, is that we know he's going to be really aggressive, and Clawz has got to watch out that it doesn't end up getting too predictable, because otherwise these rushes just aren't going to work out for him. And I think it's also a risk with a 3 light champion lineup.
Yeah, very much. I agree. I'm surprised. Well, I'm not really surprised. He can go with anything. But one of the things, too, with Clutch in this light lineup, if Clutch gets going, he gets a big stack, he starts running around with shield and rocket launcher, these 3 small champions are going to have a really tough time getting back in it.
Exactly. And you haven't got the railgun here where you can pick off. He's going with the nail gun. Can he get anything done? That's going to be the injection used. Looking for a bit of a shotgun blast. Rapha comes out a little better. Oh, no. After that rocket, switches up a little bit more.
Speaking of those great mechanics earlier, what great nail gun work by Clawz. Almost got the frag there. Rapha, fortunate to get out of that.
It definitely kept him in the fight. Now we've got the big items coming up in just a moment. Clawz is going to hang around a little bit. There's Rapha, 5 HP. Both of the players are so weak, but Rapha grabs himself the heavy. That is going to be mega for Clawz. And if Rapha can find some HP, then he's probably going to look a little better off compared with Clawz.
Yeah, just listening, being very careful there.
Might meet each other. Small rocket, not much damage, and that's going to be just Clawz running out of there. Trying to, at least for Clawz, we haven't seen him just go straight into it like we saw in the first round. He's like, okay, I'll learn from that. and I'll try and switch it up a little bit. And it's not quite such a, I mean, it sounds harsh to say, but the mindless aggression.
Yeah, I thought one of the things he did when he won QuakeCon was, it wasn't mindless aggression. It was very calculated aggression, where he knew he could push at certain times and even catch his opponent off guard with certain pushes, but that meant not pushing every time.
Clawz taking a lot of damage just there. He had forced to use that injection only on 30 HP. Rapha is going to try and go close a little bit, but he's got to watch out getting hit by those rockets because he can barely stand even one direct.
I really like the shotgun work from Rapha. Been getting a lot of damage on there, a lot of pick damage.
Yeah, very good pick damage. Oh, the rocket over here on the side. There's going to be injection forced out by Rapha. Clawz going to keep surviving for a little bit, but these stacks swaying up and down against each other. Still a while until the major items are up.
Very evenly matched round in the balance right now. You can definitely see the adjustment Clawz has made to his own approach.
I feel like it's even though the Anarchy versus Anarchy, both of them are so fast, they can also be some of the slowest rounds that we get, just because you've got to be so careful once you get into combat. The amount of times we see an Anarchy versus Anarchy also end in a mutual frag. I think that they're both looking for an advantage on the end of each fight, of course. Yeah,
and obviously one good rocket, so you always want to land that first big rocket over the other Anarchy, and hopefully they don't hit you back.
Yeah, Clawz winning that last situation just narrowly. Does find Rapha on the side, but has got the heavy armor to fall back on and might even be able to look at doing some damage on the Mega Health in a moment. Rapha is up above. He comes down on it, hasn't taken any rocket damage whatsoever, so they'll be able to escape from that fight. Just a small amount of LG damage.
Yeah, Clawz knew where he was going to get that Mega, just mistimed those rockets just a hair and didn't get much damage, didn't get any damage, unfortunately.
Oh, that's just a spontaneous aggression just there. Rapha having to get out of that low route as quickly as possible. And Rapha really doesn't, it's almost as if Rapha's the one who's trying to avoid the engagement a little bit more than Clawz. I think Clawz is searching for those pressure points to do something, whereas Rapha is waiting for that fight that favors him. This is good. Retaliation had Clawz in the corner for just a moment, but that is a brilliant rocket from Clawz at the end.
Still saved his injection out of that.
Yeah, I think that was the really important thing. He was really hoping he didn't have to use it.
Yep.
And it's that save. Ooh, Clawz taking a little bit of that lava damage. Oh, what a rocket there from Clawz all of a sudden. Went from 0 to 100. That was absolutely beautiful. But he's got Clutch to go against. Clutch now has the shield. And he keeps firing rockets through the shield, but he's got to get out of the way because this is surely going to be a moment that Rapha can win. Clawz.
Oh, he's
down the lower route.
Low. Oh my goodness, how did he get away?
That was unreal. LG coming out. He knows the shield's not there, so this could be Rapha going down. It will be. One more champion remaining, but there's only 25 seconds to go. Clawz looks like he has found his entry into the series as well.
What an unfortunate turn of events, because Rapha looked like he had him right there. If he gets that kill, he probably gets Mega Health again. And, you know, probably has time to run a few hourglasses, get his shield back up. He would have been in command, and now it's just the complete opposite.
And it's just the amount of time that he had left to do something. I've got to do it right now. And we've got just a couple of seconds remaining. Doomslayer will stay alive, but Clawz is going to grab his first round. So very well played from him. But that rocket that he landed to dictate the way of the game at the end, that was a fantastic shot from him. Yeah,
it was. I mean, he just led the Anarchy beautifully.
What a read as well. Well, we are on Rapha here on round 3. He's still yet to pick up that rocket launcher. Is Clawz going to be holding guard of it? I think he moved in with a bit of pummel for a moment.
See, Rapha's really favoring, he's using the shotgun quite a bit and very effectively.
You see, hitting some really good blasts with it, actually. He hasn't got the heavy machine gun just yet. Of course, he doesn't have starting machine gun. He's got the starting shotgun, so he can't quite do that really long-range damage with the weapon. So surely we'll grab it in a second. So I think it is so important when you're out of that range with that lightning gun, out of the range for everything else, even out of the range for any good blast with the shotgun, you need to be picking up that weapon.
Yeah, at least pick up the heavy machine gun.
Yeah,
I mean, he needs something. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Wow, the follow-ups. This time it is going to be Rapha landing the direct and being able to follow up after it. And that is going to be him for a good start on round 3. Clawz settling, though, on the heavy. Definitely not down and out, but only the shotgun to work with.
Mega Health's up. He's going to back off. That's a little miscue by Shen. I'm surprised he didn't take a little different position to go maybe try to secure the Mega Health. And it doesn't seem like Clawz realized he left it there. He's going to see it now, though.
Yeah, he'll spot it and be like, thank you. I'll grab that one. There's a huge split between the major items at the moment. So Clawz is going to be able to get quite a lot. And it's so early in the round still that Rapha's going to struggle to play for time at the moment. I'm sure he's not even thinking about it just yet.
Yeah, definitely way too early, especially on Corrupted Keep playing time.
We've been getting some long rounds between them. We've had short ones, long ones. And that was brilliant damage from Rapha then. Clawz going to find a couple of resources to build his stack up a bit. Mega's there. Shane, maybe he can get a bit of extra damage, but the Ghost Walk is going to be used, and Shane is going to back off from that. And Clawz is going to thank him for allowing him to have that route over to Heavy, but all of a sudden, Shane moves in, he's got the shotgun, and he just keeps landing damage with the weapon. And now it's only the slash to go against.
Yeah, Clawz was in a bad spot right there because the heavy armor still had a few seconds to come back up. Rapha correctly recognized that, hurried back over there with shotgun, knew he was low, and just got the kill.
Yeah, it was just a small couple of, seconds window of opportunity, and he did absolutely great on that.
It's just one of those things at this level. It's like, did Clawz really make a mistake? Not necessarily, but Rapha forced the issue and turned it into a mistake. Great play by Rapha.
Clawz does get himself the heavy armor, and it is Rapha actually pretty weak right now. And Clawz will have to soon be thinking about the clock as well. He needs to find a way that he can get in on the aggression. He's the only champion that can actually get that much more speed. Good pressure. Rapha edging out, looking for a good rocket, but he won't find it. Mega is up, though, and about 5 seconds until the heavy 2.
Yeah, Rapha needs to recover here, needs health. Yep, he had to give up the heavy armor because of it. So Clawz is in great shape here to try to at least get a frag, maybe give himself a chance. Oh, I don't know what you think here. I think about 45 seconds he has to probably make a move, maybe a minute max because the map is smaller. So maybe 4:15 in 45 seconds you might be able to get another frag, but
I think you're right there. He's under so much pressure at the moment. He's going to use the plasma trail. He's not going to be able to serve it to cut off from any routes. I think he needs to get himself on heavy and then go for gold at that stage. Going with LG, not hitting too much, but he's got the heavy behind him. Stack is good and should be able to go for the chase, but his movement, he just runs into the wall a little bit, looking for the directs, and he is going to land the frag with still a fair amount of time to go in this round.
I don't think Rapha meant to fall off the high ground there. I think that was an oops.
This Doomsday actually could be an issue. Oh, he manages to find a bit of that damage on the plasma trail. That was very useful. Unless Rapha can put some good pressure on Mega, this could be hard work. I think Clawz has opted to go for a bit of a trade with the items, and I don't know if Rapha's realized that.
Yep. He does not realize that Clawz left that there for him. In fact, and now Clawz assumed that Rapha took it. The Mega Healthman's just sitting there.
Is he going to see that?
Yeah, he's going to be, oh, thank you.
Like, you can see the mouse moving there. Tell him that, okay.
He was surprised.
No, he's going to go for the chase. This is going to so much speed he's going to get. Looking for mid-air. He does land it actually and finds the rocket afterwards. So he's going to tie up the champion score with 30 seconds left in the round.
Plasma trail, my friend. You hit him with the plasma trail for the kill.
Oh my god, the pressure on Clawz at the moment. He needs to move away. The rocket's not quite going to land, but Rapha's pretty weak too, and he hasn't got the shield up anymore. Clawz has just picked up a bit of a stack. I think Rapha's going to be in a lot of trouble. Here comes the LG, and it is Clawz going to be taking down one more round. That pressure there from him, he could tell he was like, oh no, the shield's down, no health. How do I get out of this room?
Yeah, he went in. He went in for the kill. That's one of the, I guess, the weaknesses of Clutch, right? If you don't get that kill when you pop the shield and get ultra aggressive like that, now your opponent knows, and you come back, you're lightning gun bait. Yeah, especially for a player like Clawz, that's like 100% lightning gun.
It didn't look likely, though, that Clawz was going to survive because he kind of got cornered for a moment, but Rapha wasn't able to find those angles to really finish the job. And I feel that if you are going to use your shield on an offensive move, you've got to close that frag.
And honestly, both the rounds that Clawz won came off of that, the clutch was just so close to getting the final kill, and he just couldn't get it, and Clawz turned it around and got the win in the round. So a little unfortunate for Rapha, but it just shows you how tense these matches are and how it comes down to just a moment here or there.
Oh, that rocket almost getting him before he makes that transition through the teleporter. Going to find him a shotgun. That's great damage that Rapha's done, but he's got to cut him off from the health bubbles. And Clawz isn't going to the obvious spots where you would often go to the nail gun room. And Clawz is going to keep it slow. Oh, there's a lot of damage, and there's not lots of, well, probably the health over the heavy's probably spawned again.
Yeah, lucky for Clawz, he's not going to have it. Yeah, Rapha's not going to have enough time to get back. So that was good recognition by Clawz, knowing he had enough time to grab it and get out of there.
He's going in with the lightning gun damage and actually putting on a considerable amount of pressure with that weapon. This is the only player really who's paying a lot of attention with the lightning gun against the likes of an Anarchy. And he's making it kind of work at the moment, I dare say.
Oh, his lightning gun.
Yeah.
We were talking about his mechanics, and again, they nerfed the lightning gun, apparently not for Clawz.
Yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of people see him as a sort of LG only, and if you've got the update, then oh no, the meta isn't in the form of the LG. This guy is so talented that he doesn't have to follow the main rules of the game anymore. Clawz, though, under so much pressure. Good rockets. The finish-up was nice. Clawz was under a sort of false sense of security and getting the kill himself, but it did not work out. Rapha needed that. That's going to be Clawz using the Ghost Walk.
Oh, he's in big trouble here. Oh, great defensive rocket. Great defensive rocket. He'll take that trade. You definitely take that trade if you're Clawz. He was dead.
And he's got a brilliant spawn as well. He might even get himself the heavy too. He's got it.
Oh my goodness.
The plasma troll has sent him so far away. And if he can get himself a lightning gun also, he's going to find him, but you've got to be so careful going close to a Doomslayer. That rocket sailing narrowly past his face.
Yeah, and Clawz is, I don't care what anybody says, he's got a great lightning gun, but...
What the LG damage is unbelievable. And Rapha giving up a bit of an angle with the Doomslayer.
Well, let's see now. Again, down to clutch. Both down or two.
Yeah.
Will he get that shield push and kill this time? He's been so close on both occasions.
In my opinion, that's what clutch is for, is like he's the champion you use to take down an important champion of an enemy player. And then if they are aggressive afterwards and are able to be, they would more often than not get the kill. But someone that you can, I think, strategic. I almost wish that Rapha used clutch a bit earlier on in the duel.
It seems like this is his strategy here, though. That's last, and it's kind of try to stop that. Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's good damage. He finds the rockets right at the end, and that's what he needed to do. Finally, is able to make clutch work a little bit on Corrupted Keep. So we've got the 2 for 2 over here.
Yeah, very, very close game. Very close. I mean, it could have easily been Shane's map already, but Clawz made some great plays of his own.
His LG.
To keep him. Yeah, his LG. I mean, his LG is great, but he's not all LG. You know, anybody who's played Quake a long time knows you don't win any of these tournaments by just being reliant on one gun. So he's well-rounded, but he is a beast with the lightning gun.
Yeah, all his weapons are absolutely great. Clawz, though, early pressure on him. He's going with the lightning gun versus the Anarchy. It's just not a common move to make, and is he making it work? He goes with the nail gun afterwards, forced to use the injection. He runs low on the LG ammo.
2 health.
Yeah. There wasn't much between it.
All by design, I'm sure. He had that plan. He knew he would have 2 health.
Rapha going in with the rockets a bit, but is going to be bitten back a little by Clawz. Clawz, though, under pressure. Rapha, this is maybe a chance for him to close it off.
Yeah, he's in good shape. Clawz is going to look to recover. Unfortunately, the items are not separated enough, so no matter what, unless Shane wants to push him, he's going to have to trade, and which will allow Clawz the time to recover. Yeah, it looks like they're both even. I'd be surprised if they try to push into each other a little bit there. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Nice nail gun down.
Yeah, just a little bit, right, and back off and grab the heavy armor, so it gives you a slight stack advantage.
Oh, that was a great rocket. He's trying to get these very complicated turns. Only 6 points of health. He goes under the lightning gun, but if Rapha finds the weapon himself and is able to close off just that last bit of damage.
Excellent weapon switch by Rapha. If he stays with rocket launcher too long there, Clawz might have LG'd him down even with 5 health. So he had to switch.
I can't believe that Clawz didn't use the Ghost Walk just then. He was down to about 5 health. That's just ridiculous. He's going to find a good rocket, but can't quite close it off. Shotgun right behind. Oh, he almost takes himself down then. Armor's up. Just the lip of the floor taking him down. Doesn't use the Ghost Walk in the end. It's almost a bit like an overconfidence in that he's almost indestructible. Rapha making him look mortal.
It's, again, great shot. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Okay, so he moved into that looking like this is maybe where I can initiate an aggressive play, but Rapha closes it out, and maybe he was going with the aggression which Clawz wouldn't expect.
Yeah, and it was excellent. Again, the shotgun work all game long. I thought if you're gonna, because if you didn't really see it from Clawz's side, it seemed like Rapha was utilizing the full array of weapons on the map a little more, where Clawz was lightning gun and RL, which is obviously very strong on the map, but yeah, you need to mix it up. Oh, he had some good nail, but the shotgun is just, you can just pound somebody up close with that. And it seemed like it caught Clawz a little off guard a few times with the damage he was putting out. It's just like a 20 here, 30 there, and like up close. Oh, there's an 80 there, and it just adds up. Yep.
Well, that is going to be Rapha taking map 1 over here in this series. A very good start, and I think even on Corrupted Keep, that's a map that I'd really pinpoint as a strength for Clawz, being a more aggressive map, something they often see play a little bit faster, despite us getting actually some quite slow rounds as well. Clawz is going to need to step it up a little bit. Moving on, this is a very tough group for all the players to play in. We've got one of the BYOC qualifiers who will move in, and we know that's pretty much going to be, more likely than not, a top European player as well.
Of course.
So it's definitely no easy games for any of the players.
And that's funny you said that. I was joking with 0-4 about how I'm glad I'm not competing, because it's all these groups. I was like, are you kidding me? These groups is like, I was thinking if I was like a competitor, I was like, can I have like one easy game? Just one? Please. Please? It's like all these guys are just lights out players. So Clawz, though, he's got to be careful. I felt, even though it was close, remember, Rapha really had him a couple times. He just barely got away. So I'm wondering if he's going to stick with a small lineup again, maybe try to change it up.
Well, I think he's thinking, do I go for the Doom? I imagine. No, he's going with the Solag. Okay, I was thinking because this is a champion. Probably. Well, I feel bad now. This is a champion that you've got some good strategies you can work with if you're working on the nail gun room. The way that we saw Vu get rid of Cypher. It's always the sort of the analogy that I make when just talking about Solag on Blood Run. Very decisive game, and Vu playing that defensive strategy in the nail gun room. It's a way that you can slow it down. And if you've got the stack, then you also have the speed where you can chase your opponent down, which is maybe more of what Clawz is thinking with the star.
And I think, I believe it's Blood Run, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Blood Run. There's a lot of nice little tight corridors, turns, things where you can set ambushes, set up a good rocket spit combination. So Solag, I think, is definitely a solid pick on this map, even though maybe not on other maps, because you got to worry about the larger champions getting caught in the open, as we saw when Clutch had to shield down. You're just lightning gun bait. Especially all these players, they're just going to light you up.
I didn't get a chance to see the final champion pick, though, from Rapha. Has he gone for the Clutch once more?
I believe so.
Well, we'll find out for sure in just a second, as we are going to go live here in Map 2 between Rapha and Clawz here at the DreamHack Quake Champions Invitational. Let's get into game. And Rapha's got the Doom, Anarchy, and Slash. So those are the full 3 compared with Clawz's Nyx, Anarchy, and Solag.
We were commenting on how great Toxic plays Slash. Again, another player who plays Slash just excellent. Rapha. His movement is fantastic.
We've got no Slash from Clawz on this map. He is the Slash player for Team 2Z. But has decided to give that champion a break on Blood Run. And moving away from the triple light lineup, it's a good idea. We'll see, though, if it properly benefits him now. Whoa, you see that X-ray, how much height he got? And I didn't realize that tunnel went so vertically. That was an impressive amount of height.
Yeah, and great timing by Clawz. He heard the pickup, and then it just shows you how on the game that rocket was perfect. I mean, he had the timing to the 10th of the second. It was ready.
Well, we'll see if Clawz is able to follow up on the aggression. The trouble is, although we haven't seen Rapha have any dominating performances with Doomslayer yet, you still cannot take things for granted and go too close range to that champion. Oh, nice. Whoa. The distance that he gave him the arrow. I think he wall jumped the same time that the rocket landed.
Yep.
And went sky high.
Oh, man.
That was great first frag.
Yeah, great combination.
Clawz hanging around for a long time looking for some kind of rocket damage that isn't really getting a whole lot. Clawz moves away up the bounce pad.
Yeah, he has to be really careful right now because, Nyx was pretty much his only character that has, the Ghostwalk escapability to slow it down. So if he loses Anarchy for whatever reason right now, he's going to have to try to chase down,
Whoa. This turns around and sees a lunging Doomslayer coming at him. Fortunately for him, he survives, and he used that injection which gave him that one little health barrier between being one shot from the Doom Punch.
But what I was alluding to, if he loses his Anarchy here, he's going to be forced in Solag. Even if he is able to kill the Doomslayer, he's going to have a tough time catching an Anarchy or a Slash on Solag.
Yeah, unless he can create some kind of trap. There's been so many rails there. Clawz is just stringing them all together. And Rapha maybe giving up with one too many angles.
Big frag.
The aggression, he comes in with the pummel and the plasma trail. That was so aggressive. I thought, Clawz, I didn't think you were capable of that, Rapha. That was immense play from him.
Oh, nice little rocket there. Even though he ate the spit there, he definitely landed a great rocket. But yeah, I don't think Clawz was ready for that at all. He's like, wait, he's coming right at me.
You haven't got the guts. You haven't got the guts. Oh my God, you got the guts. Rail, well, basically going between Slash's legs just then. Clawz so weak. Looks like he's going to go down, and Rapha is going to find round 1 on Blood Run. Good start for him, and making me down my predictions at the moment, Machiavelli.
It was a strong round from Rapha. Great mechanics from Clawz to get that kill. You know, some great shots, but in the end, as we know, wow. As we know in Quake, you know, great shots will only carry you so far. You have to make the great decisions along with the great shots to consistently win.
And it's what you expect from Rapha as well, to have such sound decision making too. I know from the interview with Thorin as well, the way that he's just talking about how he thinks of the game and how he's making those reads against the player, it's so impressive. And I really hope this is a tournament where he can shine. We've got a chase over here though. Clawz looked like he was going for the perforation.
I think I agree with everybody who talks about Rapha the way. Anybody who watches his Twitch, if you haven't watched his Twitch, if you want to learn Quake, I would highly recommend watching Rapha's stream, because he does articulate the game very well.
Clawz, oh, he's just missing out on a couple of these rails. Ooh, he's got to be careful. Surely those time shards are going to be looking tasty for him.
He's probably going to use the... I'm surprised he wasn't using the blood pool there. He's in dire straits.
Eventually managed to get his way out. I think the lower armor should be up. Oh, he's still up on the staircase. Really hanging around for a long time, but champion scores are tied. Doesn't need to worry too much. Now with the lightning gun, Rapha's going to have to be very careful, because he has slipped up on a couple of occasions with Doomslayer just by giving up LG angles too easily.
Yeah, he's in good shit though. He has both major items. Clawz, you know, doesn't have much. I think his Ghost Walk is up right now, so he'll be able to get away, but he really needs to try to steal one of these major items, because Doomslayer is going to be too big of a stack to deal with in a straight fight. You got to assume Shane's going to give, or Rapha's going to give as good as he can get typically.
We've got the heavy spawn, and there's going to be no contest. Clawz loses out, missing out on on all the damage he could have got there. Oh, he gets a pummel? That was very peculiar. I think Mega was taken by Rapha in the end, and Clawz miraculously escapes. Oh, just spotted him up at the top. That can't do that extra damage. Clawz is really living on the edge right now.
That was a very interesting encounter, because it's like, is he going to get punched, or is he actually going to telefrag Rapha there? It's really
so close to both. Whoa, he finds the direct. How did that angle even exist? What a rocket to rail combination by Clawz. And when you feel like he's under pressure, and about to go down to Rapha, he manages to change it up.
That's just...
Oh no!
What can you say to shots like that? I mean, you just tip your cap and move on. That's it.
You've got to give props to that. Oh, rail for rail.
Nice.
It's gonna suit Clawz just fine. And lower armor, yeah, all fine. Rapha won't be vulnerable to a rail. Wow, how is he finding these directs? That's a read through the teleporter.
Great timing. Yeah. Great timing. We were talking earlier, I think it was the Cooler Toxic match, how they were smart about when they would take a route, they would just take that little hesitation and let that rocket come out first, because these guys are so good. I mean, they really will time you down to tenths of a second when you're taking a route.
I promise, guys, that only we have the X-ray. They don't. So the timing is done like in a much incredibly impressive way.
He's doing it all by sound and just reading them out. Yeah, that's it. It's great work.
Oh, Rapha is up on the armor. He lands a great shot, and Clawz does not use the Ghost Walk.
Interesting.
Again, he's very stubborn, so I feel like sometimes with that ability, when he really does have that escape option there.
I kind of agree with you. It's almost like he just thinks he's somehow going to pull it out. I don't need it. It's that confidence, right? He's so good, he thinks he's just going to battle his way out of it.
Well, if he wants to prove how good he is, he definitely needs to get at least around here on this map. It's going to be a solid rail from him.
That was good. That rail kind of backed Rapha off a little bit.
And then that rocket again, changing things around a bit. Oh, that was so damn close, and Clawz would have gone down. Putting us on 1v1.
That was a great setup, though, by Rapha. I mean, even though he missed the shot, it was just a great angle he took.
I wonder if Clawz might regret not picking Solag, because he wants to kill a bit of the clock at the moment. Using the injection, his movement is just crazy. He's going to end up killing himself, in fact. So that's not gone well at all, because it's now one champion versus one. next frag is going to win the round. If Clawz loses out on it, then he's got an uphill battle going against Rapha, who's on match point.
Just, I think Clawz, if I was him, I'd probably be looking just to try to lay that one trap on the Slash, because obviously Slash can be zipping around the map, so you hope to catch her a little careless like this and get the finish.
Oh, there it goes. Gets it right in the end, and that little trap worked out nicely for him. So we're seeing him come a little bit more alive there in Blood Run.
Definitely, that was definitely a good, he needed that, If he's going down 2-0 right now, he's already down a map. You don't want to be down 2-0 now. Now it's all even. That was just... Such a good combo. Just amazing.
I think when you're Rapha, they're like, oh, I made it across the gap. Oh, I didn't.
Apparently. Yeah.
That's a no.
Big round for Clawz.
Oh, that little double jump threw off his LG, but not his rail. Can he get one more angle? He's not yet going to find it. Rapha on the ragged edge with his HP. He's actually used his Berserk defensively just to try and get a few of the resources lurking around.
Looks like he's going to recover pretty well.
Yeah, so, but he's going to certainly want that Berserk back up in case Clawz decides to get up close and personal. Clawz misses that rail, though. Gives Rapha a bit of breathing room.
Yeah, good recognition. They were both the major items were up at the same time, so not much Clawz could do to try to, unless he did something really careless there to try to secure Mega, which wouldn't have been very smart.
Whoa, that read over there. Clawz gets a little bit of extra damage. There's the rail, misses it, and that extra movement there, the paranoia from Rapha, very good for avoiding some damage.
Nice rocket. I'm surprised. I thought Clawz had that rail lined up. Oh my goodness.
Oh, he had the rail, but he couldn't quite get the shot. There was such a small gap there.
Nice rocket jump though, too, right?
Yeah. It helped, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Just the plays from both sides, it's just so amazing to watch.
And we got a lot of stack for Rapha to work with. I think Clawz is what I would expect, and I know that he tends to break the rule book, but what I'd expect is that Clawz would hold on for a bit before making an aggressive move. He's going to find him in the air, looks for the punch, but that is the Ghost Walk that comes out. He's so weak, he finds a rocket and the direct after, just as the lunge was coming towards him. And that's when you've got to clutch it. Yeah. Because you're seconds away, well, fractions of a second away from death.
If he missed that mid-air rocket, I think he's toast right there. He was coming in with the flying punch. You could see it was cocked and loaded, ready to go.
All right, he's going to get an extra rocket in a moment. Rapha's going to keep putting pressure on. Fortunately for Clawz, he's able to survive a little longer. Eventually gets the weapon switch he was looking for, but it's too late to do damage. However,
Ghost walk back up. Oh, but he ate the rocket first, unfortunately.
He's got so little health. Teleporter used. Can't find that extra damage. Clawz. Oh, he lands that rocket. The fadeaway somehow lands for him, and he manages to tie up the champion score. No. Clawz just gets crushed off the spawn. There was a bounce pad behind you. Why not use that?
That's, that's one of those common spawn points to check people who experience a blood run. You just whip around the corner, start throwing rockets, lightning again, because that's a very common area. That and rocket launcher, right? That's weapons people typically go for right off the spawn. And yeah, Clawz a little careless there, maybe.
Well, we're going to get another chance here for Rapha. He's going to be looking to close off this round if he can get an extra bit of damage, and he is going to manage it. That went from beforehand 5 seconds. No, Clawz is in the lead. 5 seconds later, he's out of the lead, and then another 15 seconds, he's out of that round. Unbelievable. It's
big swing. Nice plasma trail. Had him trapped in the corner. There's really nowhere he could go. So that was
actually top.
Only a matter of time.
Well, Clawz back against the wall right now. He's a map down. He's a round down as well. He's got to win this if he wants to continue having a chance versus Rapha. Continue having a chance to actually go straight to the further section of the playoffs and get a bye.
Rapha landing some great shots of his own here. When we talk about Clawz, how great he is mechanically, when you see somebody battling back and keeping him just in these even fights as Rapha is, it's very impressive.
Oh, Clawz under pressure. He's going to get the Mega. He really wanted to wait for that. He's going to look for the pummel. Oh, that's what I've been talking about, guys. It's the pummel to rail combo. That is what it's all about.
That's the new meta.
That's it. I've been waiting so long for this, and that is excellent from Clawz.
Yeah, great play. It's just the turnaround rail, man. He never ceases to stop impressing me with the mechanics of his mouse control and the way he can just hit some of these shots.
There's a follow-up. So much speed at the moment, and there's no Ghost Walk. He actually gets the plasma shell frag on top of it. So almost immediately, Nyx is lost, and that is a stunning rail from Rapha.
Seems like Slash is causing Clawz a little bit of problems. That's the speed and movement, right? And
Slash has been great.
Yeah, and the plasma trail, he's placing it really well and kind of forcing Clawz in areas.
Clawz is going to really have to give some respect, I think. He's not going to be able to bully his way in too much. He's kind of blocked this area off. Clawz even goes through the plasma trail for a second. That was dangerous.
Very dangerous.
But he finds the kill, and he's one away from tying up these rounds. It was 3-2 on Corrupted Keep. Are we going to get another one way or another? He's got to run out somehow. The shotgun coming close. Can he get the damage? He looks for the mutual frag. He's like, I'm coming up close. If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
Oh, man, I'm sure Rapha wants that Slash engagement back when he dropped down. He really did have, I thought, Clawz there, but just it didn't work out for him, and Clawz got through that plasma trail somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if Rapha lived even for a second longer, he probably detonates that trail, and Clawz maybe dies there. So it comes down to split seconds in this game sometimes.
Yeah, tremendously close, but it's great that we get to see another tie-breaking round. However, on this occasion, Clawz has got to make it work his way. Awesome couple of rails from Clawz. He's going to look for the shotgun finish. Can't quite get the rail up at the top.
Just great shooting. I like the aggression there at the end. Definitely going in like that was the way to go. He just couldn't get it. Couldn't get the finish.
Just found him. Mega was just swept under his nose. We have got the heavy up.
Shane, Rapha doing a great job with timing right now. You can see that he's all over those items. He was right on the mega health right when it spawned.
I think Rapha may have just figured out actually that Ghost Walk was used too. Oh.
Yeah.
Great shot. And never count that out. Never assume that you're going to be able to dodge a rail against Clawz. Oh, that's going to be Plasma Trail down bottom. Really, Clawz can count on not being trapped by that ability just yet. He's been waiting for that heavy for a long time, actually, and he's eventually going to be rewarded with it.
Wow, nice flick shot.
Yeah, fantastic. He's going to get one more as well, and we haven't had that much retaliation from Rapha yet. Clawz. He was ready for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those, you know somebody's going for that 50 health when they're low. They really want it. So he's trying to cut the map off. He's got mega health here, yeah.
Heavy up in a second. Clawz going to be able to get on it. He hasn't taken damage yet, but the trade can come in just a second. There's the armor, finds a little bit of rocket damage, eventually switches weapon, and it was a perfect switch from Clawz. He realized that Rapha wasn't going to continue off the ledge and managed to make that switch to make the frag count.
Yeah, great play by Clawz. Got on that heavy armor. That was the difference.
And I think actually getting rid of Slash is a big deal because Rapha's been so good with Slash. And as we saw earlier in the map, those cutoffs that he was able to do to just isolate Clawz was so impressive. He won't be able to do that just now. He has got Doomslayer though, which isn't
good
really a bad compromise. Maybe waiting to meet up at the top corner, but listening out for those sound cues. Found him at the bottom.
Oh, nice shot again by Clawz. Wow, really aggressive for that mega. That was a risk because he was rail bait right there.
It was. That was really close. Clawz has used that Ghost Walk.
Oh, nice rocket.
Though Clawz on about 5 points of health, he's going to be able to break away just about, and he's taken a couple of the time shots too. But it's just he can demonstrate a little bit of patience, a little slow, methodic playing, and he can get a good step closer to taking this map down. The pressure is all on Rapha right now.
Yeah, but there's plenty of time. He's only down one.
Wow, I can't believe he got that mega. The Ghost walks up straight away. He's going to go in. Is he going to try and finish it off? He goes into the pummel. Rocket's going to miss in the end. Do you really want to end your game on a fight like that? The bravery.
He's going for that pummel. He's going for that pummel rail combo again.
Oh, it is incredible, to be honest. Oh, punch coming in. He's going to be able to get a step closer. Clawz goes down, and we got 2 champions each now on this critical round. LG. This is great damage, actually, from Clawz. Is he looking to get closer? It's going to have to be the injection used, and he just gets the rail right after. Clawz, is he still going in aggressive? Smart for Rapha to have the pummel out.
This is smart by Rapha. Even though that heavy armor, just make sure you're not in rail position. Even though Clawz didn't stick around, you know, Rapha wasn't sure. Oh, still lands a great one. Unbelievable.
I would like to see him get a bit more lightning gun ammunition. And this could be a good opening to get in. Rapha, a little slow to react to that. I don't think he got any of the splash in the end. Oh, we've got the Mega. And this is good pressure. Clawz needs to make sure he can manage the stack of Rapha. Rail just misses. Not sure if that would have gotten the kill, but it would have been very, very close.
It would, at the very least, it would have put him in a position where he couldn't challenge for anything. At least now he has a chance to at least try to challenge for this armor.
Oh, Rocket, only 17 damage. He's gonna edge out from that.
A little surprised he switched back to rail after the first rocket. I felt he could have really fired a second follow-up shot on that platform. Rapha had nowhere to go.
Oh, the pressure there from Rapha. Available from Clawz. He's got to be careful, and he's going to find the shot. There's only 5 seconds to go, Clawz. You're not going to be able to do anything. He's got a Sorlag, but it's over. All like that. I do not know why Clawz decided to give up that angle.
You know, just that confidence sometimes can get you in trouble.
Yeah.
And I like to talk back on my own experience being myself. You know, when I was 19, I was watching some old demos and I was watching myself like, why was I pushing there? Like, oh my gosh, it's so cheeky. Like, what was I thinking? And I think that confidence of a young player, that's where I think we were talking about, he hasn't peaked yet. I think he's still kind of developing as a player, and he'll learn from that and realize that, you know, maybe I can take a little more of a tactical approach and not rely on my mechanics so much.
I think the only standout thing there for Clawz really was the mechanical side. We saw some great frags from him, but, you know, making your frags look good isn't going to necessarily win you the duels as well. And Rapha had pretty much everything there. He had great combat skills anyway. His decision-making, I think, was far more thought out. Like, the perfect example is that last frag. I don't know why Clawz would give up an angle like that when you've got exactly 80 points of health. I mean, that's the critical bit. That's like do not give up the angle.
In 5 seconds.
Do not do it. Just wait. Just hold on. Just hide, for Pete's sake. Do something.
Yep.
And you know what? There's a few predictions here, including my own, that have gone down the drain. The day was starting off so well as well.
You know, you can't. There's no way you're going to get all these predictions right. So
no.
These guys are just so good. The margin of error between winning and losing at this level, I can't stress it enough, is so small.